So, welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at Navajo Wars, a history of the American Southwest. This is 1598 to 1864. So it's very rare that you get a game that covers close to 300 years of history, but this is going to do it. So it's designed by a good friend of ours, Joel Toppin. He has done a number of games, at least about the indigenous American population. Time-wise, you're asking the wrong person, but he had Comancheria, he's done Navajo Wars, and a few others covering this topic. That's kind of his area of expertise. This is a very, very popular game, and it just was reprinted. So this is a reprint. It is a solitaire game, so you can play it with two, but this is a solo game. It's designed as a solo game. Just play it solo. It's got a 5 complexity. I believe this is less complex than Comancheria. I believe Comancheria is a step up from this, but this has a lot of good meat to it, and this is a really, it's just a good solo game, is what I've heard. People really like this one. That's why it's got a second edition printing. To start with, we've got some kind of bits and pieces here. We have a big bag, big canvas bag, which we're going to be drawing from. We have different wooden cubes of different colors, all the same size. And then we have some very cool looking dice. So these have got good rounded edges on them, but look at that blue dice. It is rare in a war game that you get an orange dice and this beautiful blue dice. I just like that color. I'm a dice nut, so take that for what you will. We have a couple of decks of cards, which we'll get to in just a second. Let's take a quick look at some of the paper in here. So we have the rules of play. It looks like, really, we've got 20 pages of rules, which is not bad. Most of which, so we got 2 pages of glossary, which always like a glossary, especially in a game I don't really know much about. And then we have sequence of play on the back. So really we're looking at battles, we're looking at really 16, 17 pages of rules. Some diagrams, but not a lot. There's a good chunk of rules in here, but explanations. So that's not bad, frankly, for a game. We have the Playbook. Okay, so this is a second edition. Alright, that's good. I wanted to clarify that. So this is a second edition. So there's been some additions, changes, different bits and pieces, but here in the Playbook, new players, please start here. Probably this is going to tell you to set it up in a certain way, and they'll walk you through doing some of it. Usually that's how a lot of these games work. Like it's saying, this, that, this, and this. Stop. You know, this, that, this, and this. And I know when Joel wrote this, there's some good, there's some Joel Toppin in this rulebook. You know, he tried to make it engaging and not just a dry manual. So there is some hints of his personality in here. So all of that was really, so there's, I mean, that's almost 15, 17 pages of like learning to play it, which for a solo game, once again, very, very nice. Scenarios, we got scenario 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like there's 5 scenarios. There's some optional rules, a 2-player semi-co-op variant, which is probably just divvying up what there is and trying to compete, which, sometimes that stuff is there just to have it. You're going to do yourself a favor by doing this solitaire, though, I think. So we have tribal raid flowcharts. So a good solo game is going to have some flowcharts about who does what, where, and when. And on the back we have enemy raid flowcharts as well. Enemy instructions summary. So if it, it tells you what to do, you do it. This is a trifold. The rare trifold. Whole bunch of different stuff. Take action summary, good medicine, victory check procedure, battle table, and raid tables. And then we have only 1.5 sheets of counters, and these are the larger sized counters, so it doesn't have a lot of counters in it, which is actually quite nice and refreshing for a change. You don't have a lot to punch and clip. We have different markers of different colors on here. Oops. Little sheep counters, horse counters. Down here we've got intruders, enemy APs, and different, I think those are like different value, like trade good type things and resources. Let's take a look at the map. Let's get this out of the way. So the map is mounted, as with most GMT games with mounted maps, it comes in a baggie, which gotta slide off. So you will say this is a very unique looking board, very nice looking. Okay, let's get it the right way around for you. Okay. So this is, let's get it in here as much as we can. So this is the board. We have a holding box at the top for cultural development and historical event cards, so all the things that are happening to you. But you've got different tribes, you've got Arizona, New Mexico, all the way up to Colorado and Utah. And you have the different colors, and those, you'll notice, match these different tribes on here, right? So you got the green down here in New Mexico, you got the blue over here in, what would you call that, like, in the middle. It's southern Colorado. I don't know exactly where the borders are on this one. We have our kind of brown over here, and then we got a purple up here in Utah. And I don't know what we have. I don't know quite if it's just the one guy down here or if there's something else down there, but very nice. A lot of different tracks, different displays, maximum culture points during victory check segment. So I've not played this. I've not played Comancheria. Grant's played that a lot. This is different from that. It's theming wise, I guess it's similar in the very broadest sense. But this is a game of developing culture, fighting off raids, doing raids, growing your civilization, so to speak, and keeping yourself as the top dog. How difficult that is, or the nuances that, I'm not entirely sure, but the last thing we'll take a look at are the cards here. So we have, if I can open it, so we have a small deck of cards here. I wonder if these go together. Looks like they do not. Okay. Are they divided into? So these are the culture cards. Have a blue back on them. These are glossy cards, as you can see. So we've got different levels of things that you can gain. Usually 1, 2, and 3. So we've got Master of the Maces, level 1. Master of the Maces, level 2. Masters of the Maces, level 3. So you're going to grow. You're going to get better as sharp traders. Get better. Warrior Society, get better. Wisdom of the Ancient Ones, get better, right? This looks like it's a little play aid for Headman Enemy Way table. And then you have the actual play deck. So you're going to play with this deck of cards, which has a series of events and operations and different things on them. So let's see. All right, play deck. Okay, this is all the play deck. There's actually some significant differentiations. We have all these operations, ceremonies, operations, and it tells you all these different things. In the ops segment, do this. In the major event segment, do this. In the minor event segment, do this. In the discard phase, do this thing. Right? Same thing. So you got ceremonies, more operations. It says do all these different bits and pieces depending on where and when you draw them. Pueblo Revolt, Franciscan Faction Ascendant, Viceroy de Galvez, Mexican Independence, Santa Fe, Army of the West. There's a whole bunch of, I don't know if these are those historical event cards where like a specific thing happens and it has some very profound effects on the game. But playing through those, doing the different events, in whatever sub-segment that you're playing the cards in. So I'm excited to play this. I know Grant's going to get this one played very soon, but I'd like to take this one for a spin as well, only because I hear it is not as complex and as difficult as Comanche. So this is a good entry point, and then I'll play that one. I think I want to do it in that order. But a very interesting topic, something that I don't know a lot about. Most of the games that involve Native Americans that we play are things like, it's more like French-Indian War. It's much later in this period, and usually it's, Midwest or it's on the East Coast or in Canada. We've not played a lot out here in this area, so this will be a big learning experience as well. So I'm excited to get this one to the table and play around with it, and I hope it's as good as everyone says it is. It looks cool, so I'm excited to play this one. So appreciate you guys tuning in, but this is Navajo Wars, History of the American Southwest, 1598 to 1864. Game designed by Joel Toppin, just put out as a second edition from GMT. It's available now. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.